Traveling all night to pay my bills. Lord knows that.
What's up, guys? This your boy, Mr. I240 Wrestling. I'm back with another episode today. Hey, man, like I said, I appreciate the love that y'all giving the page and stuff like that. Hey, ain't a lot of talking. Well, it is a lot of talking, of course. But if you're new to the page, comment, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get these subscribers up, man, because I love this. I love giving y'all good content and stuff like that. So we just ready to get straight into it. I love y'all. See, I'm giving y'all content the other day. At first I wasn't doing it, but I see the love that the page been getting, so I gotta keep on applying pressure. So, in the meanwhile, this is episode number 23. It's called Burnt Out. And the reason it's called Burnt Out because due to my first topic, a legendary wrestler Medusa says that fans are getting burnt out by Trish Stratus and Lita returns. I don't know. Cause we ain't seen Trish Stratus in the ring about 3 years. They're making an appearance and stuff like that, but we haven't seen Lita since last year against Becky Lynch. Now if we were seeing them every week or something, I'd be like, okay, maybe we are getting burnt out. So I'm starting to think, like, did she say they come in out of jealousy of the love that they're getting and the love that she not getting, or something like that? Because I don't get it. At first I was like, man, we is getting tired of them. But then I thought about it. I'm like, we ain't seen Trish Stratus in a wrestling ring since 2018 against Charlotte. And we haven't seen Lita since last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they trying to, hawk the spotlight and, from the younger ladies and stuff like that. It feel good to see legends like this sometimes. And plus, they can still go. Trish can still go. Leah showed that she can still go, even though she needs to stop doing that moonsault. But they can still go, and plus, we love to see them. So I had time to think about it, and I was like, man, I don't know if she's saying this out of player hating. I don't know if she player hating because she ain't getting the love. But if she is, that's not right, because if I feel like she's saying it from that point of view, when she came out, it's not that she wasn't a great wrestler. It was just like she said on the Luna Vachon thing, that it wasn't like a lot of women wrestlers. There's only 6. So it's hard for people to notice your skills and stuff like that when there's only limited women to wrestle around. And plus, you understand, Trish Stratus is a more attractive woman and hard worker. And so it's kind of easy to notice her. She wasn't the best on the mic, but she was a good worker. So, and for as Lita, Lita's just a complete package. You know what I'm saying? So I would have loved to see Lita from 20 years ago to face these girls, or Trish Stratus from 20 years ago to face these girls. It would have been good to see. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been a good matchup and different stuff to see. But as far as like getting burnt out, I don't understand it. Maybe I got to read the column more to get a full understanding of what she talking about. I thought it was kind of like on some hating stuff, to be honest with you, because we haven't seen them folks in a while. Really, especially, like I said, Trish Stratus. We ain't seen Trish Stratus in the WWE ring in a minute. And we ain't seen Lita since last year. So, and they always get a great response, a great pop. So currently we ain't getting that tired of it. I just thought it was a weird, like, out of bounds comment, you know what I'm saying, just to make it out of, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. So it was just kind of backwards to me, and it baffled me a little bit, Not she jealous of them or nothing like that. It just came off like that when she said that. Because it's not like we see these women like every week or every other day. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. So hopefully we're going to continue to see more Trish or Lita so they can't go now. If they couldn't wrestle or nothing like that, or the matches was bad, I'd be like, okay, we're getting burnt out from seeing them. And WWE just desperate, or they looking for somebody to fill them spots, or the women they got just trash on the mic, or ain't got no charisma. Then I would agree with them. But as far as that, it's like, nah, I'm not tired of seeing them because we don't see them all the time. So So just think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially you being the OG of the game. I'm pretty sure if you wanted to come back and do your thing in your 40s or whatever, you would do it. You know what I'm saying? But I just thought that comment was kind of weird. So, hey, shout out to Medusa, shout out to Lita, shout out to Trish Stratus. Alright. Another thing I want to talk about is NXT potential great rivalry of two submissionless specialists, Drew Gulak and William Dempsey, William Regal's son. Now, you know, Drew Gulak is a crafty veteran technician who, you know, who been in and out of the roster. Last time Drew Gulak got a push was him and Daniel Bryan during the pandemic era, which was a great rivalry, actually. I thought Drew Gulak would actually got a push after that. And plus, he had his no-fly zone gimmick and stuff like that. That was genius, too. So they could have built some steam off of it. It's just Drew Gulak do not appeal to, like, Make-A-Wish, or, like, he don't got that superstar characteristics where you could put him in the movie. Now, if he was in AEW and on the independent scene, it would have been working perfectly. Then you got the crafty young veteran in William Dempsey. Like I said, who's William Regal's son. I'm pretty sure he learned all the in and outs of the ring, the tricks. You know, he's very technical and he like to break every bone in your body. So I'm looking forward to this rivalry. I feel like this can be NXT version of. Wait a minute, guys. Before y'all get in the comment box and all this stuff like that, I feel like this can be the next Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle of NXT, if built correctly though. Because Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle was a perfect matchup made in heaven. You know, from battling for Intercontinental Championship, cage matches, from being tag team champions together, this can be a potential of being one of NXT greatest rivalries ever, if done correctly. Because it's such rare when you have a good submission rival in wrestling. You can have a brawler, this, that. But a submissional rivalry, technical wrestling rivalries, are very hard to combat. And plus, it's not like they're on the main roster, so they ain't got that much pressure to be entertaining and stuff like that. They can just wrestle. And so you gotta look at, like, really for Gulak, man, this is a good way to get back on the scene and get back on the main roster. You know what I'm saying? So you seen how he tapped out Andrew Chase. I think, was it Andrew Chase he faced? I'm not sure. And you seen what Dempsey can do. And plus, he learned from the best, his father, which is his father's back in WWE officially today. So I'm pretty sure that feels much better to, if he want advice or something like that, he can go to his father or Shawn Michaels or something like that. But I'm pretty sure he'll go to his father. And like I said, this rivalry do a lot good for Gulak. Cause I know Gulak want to be in the main event picture, or he probably don't want to be on the road too. Cause you know Gulak is a trainer too. So I'm pretty sure he decided to go back to NXT, revamp his career. Hopefully he can get a chance at the NXT title. I'd love to see that. You know, this ain't number revamp for a lot of guys. New Day. Who else? New Day. Gulak and whoever else though he decided. So I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully they'll have a submission match. Hopefully like an ultimate submission match. At least make it 15 minutes, not 30 nor 60. Because that's too long and I'll get bored. And I'm pretty sure the rest of America will get bored if they did a 60-minute submission match. But I feel like this will put them up there with Chris Benoit versus Angle or something like that in a submission style rivalry, because that was a fun time in 2001. That was a fun time, and plus that WrestleMania match was very underrated in 2001. You know, especially you had Austin and Rock, the TLC match, and Triple H versus Undertaker. But Angle versus Benoit was a good match, and I can see this rivalry being it. So you got to think about it like this. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope we enjoy the ride and look at it for pure wrestling skills. Don't look at it from entertainment, because both of them guys are not just really entertainers. They're professional wrestlers, if anything. So another thing I want to talk about, I ain't gonna front, dog. I think I saw this on somebody's page, and I think it was Dex Harwood, and he was like, "Man, I think it's time for CM Punk and Elite to squash it." I think it is. I mean, both of them didn't air out how they felt. They fought about it. I mean, I just think it's time to move on and let it go. I think the Elite moved on, and I think Punk moved on, but I like to see them both on the same card, because I really slick don't want to see Punk in WWE, because there's gonna be a lot of guys that dislike him, and especially the Romans, the Self, him and AJ got heat. I don't know about Kevin Owens, but I just think Punk in WWE right now would be a bad look. So I like Punk in AEW. And rumor was that Punk initially said he didn't want to be champion. I don't believe that one bit. I think he wanted to be the champ at one point. Now how soon, I don't know, but I think he wanted to be the champ at one point. But back to the story. Y'all already know what Punk said and what happened. But Punk, you gotta understand, bro. You ain't think them guys are gonna hear about what you said? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all probably having tension before then, and it just what you said was the last straw. You got your best friend biting folks and all that, man. That was just too weird. That was a weird spot for all the guys in the company. And I don't feel like nobody should have got suspended. Because to be honest with you, he suspended them. Khan did, but he didn't really suspend Punk. Punk just really left out on his own. It just show you how much power and rank that Punk got. And it probably pissed a lot of guys off because he ain't even been here that long for him to have that much power and rank over everybody else. And it seemed like Chris Jericho was the voice of reasoning why Punk ain't coming back. Now Tony Khan, out of everybody in the company, Tony Khan gonna listen to Chris Jericho. Because Chris Jericho is one of the main reasons that the company is on the map. And still is on the map. Because of him. You know what I'm saying? Jericho don't need wrestling. Jericho don't want to go back to WWE, so he really don't need professional wrestling. So it's hard not to listen to a voice like that. So when you make a person like that mad, then you gotta listen. Punk, because Tony Khan gotta listen to him. Because Jericho's still drawing, and Jericho is big or is not bigger than Punk. It has more legendary status. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that them guys got to fighting, and it was just ridiculous. I know they ain't saying nothing about it. I know Punk ain't saying nothing about it. Well, he'll post his little Instagram stories and stuff like that. But it's just all that back and forth, petty stuff, man. Just let it go, bro. There's only one life. Life is crazy. Life too short. And plus, half y'all in your 30s and 40s fighting over some words and stuff like that. But Punk, you gotta understand too, Punk, that a lot of them guys look at you as a cancer. And I know that it probably hurt your feelings about what Adam Page said and stuff like that. But you said he went out for business for himself. I think you went out for business for yourself. Like, how you gonna, what's the old saying? It takes one to know one. You see what I'm saying? Like, but Page was looking at it, he trying to protect the company from a guy who just got here and making it all about himself. And he just got here. So, but then Page got to understand at that time too, who was bigger than Punk in AEW? I mean, besides MJF, y'all got guys that can wrestle, but who was bigger than Punk at that point? I just think it was a lot of tension, a lot of professional, unprofessional stuff on both sides, and it just didn't work out. And it just came to a full conclusion when Punk said what he said. Just Punk gotta understand. Sometimes in life, you just can't say what you want, and don't think people gonna respond. Just saying, you gotta think about that. But I hope everything work itself out, and guys squash it, and everybody just move on with their life and go on from there. Another thing I want to talk about is my boy time, man. It's time for my boy Carmelo Hayes to get that belt, man. It's his time. It's his time for real. Like, who's bigger than Carmelo Hayes right now on NXT 2.0? I'm thinking they going in the direction of they might do Braun versus Melo at New. Oh, I mean not New Visions. When Visions on the road, or they might try to save it to a bigger date at the WrestleMania update. I mean, the WrestleMania weekend. But it's his time. It's only so much he can accomplish with the North American title. I mean, he's making everybody look good. He's younger, fresh, and then plus everybody's getting tired of Braun Breaker. If you can't tell that people ain't getting tired of Braun Breaker, you must then watch that promo last night with Grayson Waller. It's like at this point we getting the John Cena treatment, and he had the belt too long. Now it's time to move on. So it's just like Carmelo been putting in work since the Adam Cole. Like, you gotta understand too. They had the black and gold. He built NXT 2.0 to the way it is. He was the foundation. When everybody was talking about his trash, his suck, his gimmicky, when everybody was doing all that, him, Braun Breaker, Whitney Woo, who else? Andrew Chase, Joe Gacy. I'm just going down the list. Like, a lot of guys, but Mandy Rose, of course. Like, if the first night didn't tell who was gonna be the stars of the show, then you got Braun Breaker with Tommaso. We knew he was gonna be the star of the show. You got Mandy Rose coming back, changing her hair. We knew she was gonna be the star of the show. And you got I didn't see the Grayson Waller coming. I ain't gonna front. I didn't see that coming. You had the LA Knight. I thought he was gonna stay for a little while, but it was time to move on. The Pete Dunne, it was definitely time for him to move on. So you kind of knew the writings on the walls, who's gonna be the stars of the show, and it had to be Carmelo Hayes. Yeah, and he been putting in work week in, week out. Pretty decent on the mic, entertaining in the ring. He dressed good, got the swagger of a superstar. He bringing that hip hop edge to it with the pretty boy swag. So it's just like, man, who else? I thought you were gonna win that Iron Man, 5-man Iron Man challenge a few weeks ago, but they gave it to Grayson Waller. That was a good choice, but I just feel like Carmelo should have won it, and but hopefully he get that push. I prefer if he win at WrestleMania weekend and Braun move on to the main roster. But I just know at this point, folks are getting tired of Braun Breaker, and somebody has to take that belt. And it's either one of those two individuals. Somebody got to. Somebody got to take that belt off him. So if Grayson Waller is not the guy, then Carmelo should have next. Much as I'd like to see Apollo Crews get the belt, maybe later on during the year he should get it. But right now, if you're talking about young, fresh superstars, hungry, talented, ready to put their work in, it's Carmelo Hayes. And remember what he said: when Melo shoot, I don't miss. And the boy ain't been missing. You know what I'm saying? From Ricochet to the ladder match to the solo to Cameron Grimes, the boy just been having great performances week after week after week after week. So it's kind of like, what more can he do with the North American title, or what more can he do in NXT 2.0 if you're not going to give him the belt? And it's his turn. He deserves that shine. I think he's better than Braun. Both of them kind of tied on the mic. But if you talk about like better wrestling and skill sets, dress swell, dress swagger, I'm going to go with Carmelo. He has superstar appeal. He can relate to the fans. Braun, I just think fans is tired of the Braun train. You know, especially after the WrestleMania weekend, how he was booked, where he lost the 2-3 weeks before then, and then he got it back. So I think fans been kind of tired of the Braun Breaker Express since then. Maybe it's just me, but hopefully Carmelo will get that belt, and we'll see. Another subject I want to talk about, my boy Rick Ross. Hey man, I don't know, man. Like, I think I saw Jabba Terry's podcast. They said Rick Ross is a natural on the mic. I'm starting to see it. You know, calling Keith Lee, you a fat mother. You know what I'm saying? And he just a natural, just a naturally entertainment guy. They got the little group set up with some dude with a bunch of tattoos, like he just got out of jail, and Isaiah Swerve Scott, and of course with the dude Brock Lesnar 2.0. And I'm gonna chime in on him a little bit. No, I can chime in on this if I get to the main point. It seems like he just ain't it. He just ain't it. And what you mean, like, okay, when he just with the Feminine Crew about 2-3 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden they just shoved him in the hip hop group. So remember what I said, lost in the shuffle. If they don't believe in you, you're gonna get lost in the shuffle. They don't know what to do with you. They're just gonna put you from group to group, segment to segment. They don't know what to do with you. But back to the group. Do I think, Rick Ross with the Moga Phillies, do I think it's gonna work? Rick Ross got to be there half of the time for it to work, though. He got to be there half of the time. I ain't saying he got to be there full time, but he got to be there half of the time for the group to work. And I think, like Sir Wilkins them said on the joint, he's naturally he's a better talking than half of everybody in wrestling. He keep the crowd engaged, like he performing on stage. Keep the crowd engaged. He know how to control the crowd. He know how to be such a heel. And he's a naturally a-hole. I mean, he's just a natural. You know what I'm saying? So, Rick Ross is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully, we'll see more of him. I like to see more of him on TV. Because I don't think that group going to work without it. There's only so much talking that Swerve can do. And just had two hype men that can't wrestle or do anything. So, I just want to put a short brief on that and go from there. Ooh, hold on, guys. And we're back from a long extended commercial break. Ooh, excuse me. But nah, for real, y'all gonna see the little clip. I thought somebody called me and interrupted the footage, so you'll see me eating a bowl of cereal in advance. Before then. So we got 3 more subjects to talk about. This right here is a sad one with Canyon. Now, I saw this episode of Chris Canyon on Dark Side of the Ring. The boy been struggling with his homosexuality for a minute. Had a crazy background, threatening friends. Before he came to WCW, when he became Mortis. Had a nice little push based off Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. And then he had a push with Glacier, who was based off Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. From what the report said, because as a kid I thought the feud was trash. But from what people were saying in WCW, the feud was going well. And then the NWO came and brought their reality wrestling. Then they push died. Then both of their careers kind of fizzled a little bit. And you see the episode, it seemed like the boy was bipolar, struggling with his inner demons, which basically is like called spiritual warfare. Basically what I'm saying is, make a long story short, when you're dealing with personal demons and stuff like that, it's like the little devil agents. The devil send his agents to get in your head and stuff like that to mess with your mental. That's if you believe in the word and stuff like that. Ooh, excuse me. But anyway, make a long story short before I got spiritual over here. He had a lot of demons going on during that time. Then 98 came around. He introduced us to himself. He had a nice push going. Him and Raven started going back and forth. Had a little feud. And then I think he could have made it something out of himself if he just been naturally himself. But when you got the NWO and Kevin Nash them taking all the money, taking up all the camera time, it's hard for younger guys to come up. You know, Ric Flair, which I'm gonna get to him in a minute. But he had something going. He was athletic. He was entertaining. Then WCW died. Then he came over to WWE doing the invasion. Vince them told him they were gonna give him a push, which he did got a push, but then he got hurt. Even during that time, he was hurt. Like I mentioned some episodes a while back, you never know what a person going through right here. Like I said, you probably getting that buzz. You want to get back in the ring, and you try to come back, you try to get it back, and the magic gone. They moved on to somebody else. You know, he was out for a minute. Then he came back in 2003 with the infamous George Michael look, and got beat the hell out of by The Undertaker. And this was when the secret, I guess, kind of came out that he was gay. I look at it like this, man. Do I agree with the lifestyle? I don't, but it don't matter to me because I'm a love my people regardless. I got a sister that's gay, you know what I'm saying? And I love her forever, you know what I'm saying? That, like, I ain't gonna turn my back on her, you know what I'm saying? And my father taught me this, like, your relationship with God and their relationship with God is two different things. So basically, describe it in a nutshell, yes, preach the word, preach the message, do all that, do your part, of course. But you can't dictate nobody's life when you got your own demons inside. And don't act like you perfect, you know what I'm saying? So, like I was saying, Vince now, I guess, found out the secret, and they just want to set something up funny. And the messed up part is people didn't catch this. They set them up for failure because they tried that with the wrong person, The Undertaker. And why you say that? Well, you ask me why I say that. If you don't remember, I mentioned the episodes a while back. No, not even an episode. No, if you watch one of my pictures, I commented on. Posted. I'm sorry. It was a storyline with Goldust and Undertaker. Now it was an infamous picture where, if you haven't seen the promo, you know where I'm going with this. So it was a promo. Goldust was acting off, crazy, sweet lemonade juice with him, holding his hand. But then he attacked them. Now they were laying on the ground, and Dustin had kissed them. And Undertaker got up for real. If y'all look at the promo, he almost broke out of character and beat the hell out the man. Now, if you notice, and I said this a while back on the page, have you ever noticed Undertaker and Goldust in any type of one-on-one match? And that ain't, they were like, man, before y'all say Undertaker being homophobe, that ain't him being homophobe, that just ain't his cup of tea. There's a difference between homophobe and that ain't your cup of tea. That ain't your cup of tea is just like, hey, look, bro, do your thing, you heard me? I do my thing, you do your thing. Now, if you looking at homophobe, you can bump Eminem first 3 albums, especially the Slim Shady LP. So for y'all start, man, y'all gay bad. Ain't nobody gay bad. It's just that ain't everybody cup of tea. That's it. It's a difference between bashing and them be like, hey, look, bro, this ain't your cup of tea. So it was just funny that they set him up with the Undertaker at all people, because Undertaker beat the living hell out of that man. For really, they look back on it for no reason, because they found out he was wet. Hey, so what? Who cares, bro? I mean, the entertainment industry. Be quiet, Rich. I'm gonna get deep with y'all, but y'all get my point. So he did that. Then he started being on Velocity, and then shortly after that he got released. Then he was He was depressed again, going through stuff. And then, I'd say about 05, 06, 07? No, 06. Yeah, 06, 07. The infamous Howard Stern hired him. Shout out to Howard Stern, Big Purge, whatever, y'all know, Lotion. Y'all seen the crappy movie, all this. So, Kanye started being himself. He came out. Hey, dog, I like to play golf, hole in one. I'm gay, you heard me? It's either you're cool or you don't. He started getting, his confidence built and stuff like that. Start getting together, start doing right, getting back focused, having fun on the new job. Until one a-hole called, which is this old dude right here, because I'm finna, he finna get this work right now. This dude right here, him, called, talking about, oh man, you weren't talented enough, and da-da-da-da. Just bash the man, kick the man while he down. Like, bro, who is you? Once again, who is you? Ric Flair, who is you, bro? That's like folks kicking you while you down with it. Like, man, Triple H saved your career while you was down. Cause about 01, 02, back when nobody just studying on Ric Flair after Stone Cold levels. All right, bro, whatever. We don't know what to do with you. Until Triple H came back and said, your career, you were dealing with stuff. That wasn't right for you to kick that man down. He getting his life back, getting his momentum back and getting his flow back. And you just gonna kick him down. Like I said, man, you don't know what folks be going through. You can't just say what you want to say, bro. And then you think Fat Me Greasy like kicked you in your butt again. With your own health issues and stuff, man. But you don't see nobody kicking you down. You don't see nobody like, oh man, Ric Flair doing this fake heart attack stuff again. You don't see nobody saying it. So who the hell you to kick that man while he down, man? He trying to get his life together. All he wanted to do was be accepted for him. Like, I don't look, man, like I said, I don't agree with it, but look, that ain't my lifestyle. I got my own life to get together. So who the hell am I to be like, man, I'm for the bash you and do or judge you? Who am I to do that? If that's what you like, that's what you like. You ain't bothering me. You ain't paying my bills. Then he gonna say the man wasn't talented. That's BS. The man was talented. He just didn't accept who the hell he was. Because he entered with inner demons, bro. When you dealing with inner demons all your life, it's going to be hard for you to accept for who you are. Unless you're going to fight through it. Especially if him being a Catholic. You know what I'm saying? So him believing in Jesus and stuff like that, and he feel like his flesh or his spirit don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's his spirit versus flesh. It ain't easy as you saying. Everybody ain't mentally strong, bro. And for you to bash that man, you got skeletons too. You got skeletons too. Like, folks just think because they got some type of high rank, I can talk to anybody any kind of way. Until life bite them in the butt again. That's not how that work, bruh. That's not how they work. So shortly after the interview, and you can tell if you saw that video, Kane looked sad in the mud because he looked up to him like a father figure, man. That hurt his feelings, man. That you bashed him like that. You did him dirty, man. Like, that's foul. You got skeletons too, but you don't see nobody throwing up in your face, man. Now I can see why the Scott Steiners and Shane Douglas don't like you, man. I can see why. I can see why. Because you don't got no respect for nobody. And I can see why you and Macho Man got into it. You just think you do what you want to do, and fat meat ain't greasy. That's not how life works. So shortly after that, years after that, 2010, Chris Canyon committed suicide. To sum it up in a nutshell, you're gonna go through spiritual. You gonna go through spiritual warfare if you can't accept for who you are. And that's just how it go. If you know something ain't right or right from wrong or whatever you doing, you're gonna go through it. And if you don't got if you don't believe in the higher power, or whatever, you don't believe in something or whatever, you just gonna struggle with it. That man been struggling with it for all his life. And all he wanted to do was to spread some type of way or people to understand what he going through. I ain't saying, oh man, I agree with it, but just understand and be there for support. He felt like he wasn't getting the support because he was spazzing out on James Mitchell and whoever else was around him. You know, so it was a sad story, but I just had to get that off my chest. Cause man, Rick was fired up, man. So was John Cena. Like, okay, was he let go because of his talent? Okay, we can say that. Of course, we can say that. But did they have to put him in a George Michael situation? They could just let him come out there as Kane. Yeah, nah, but y'all want him to come out here and Boy George. I don't get it. But enough of that about that. Shout out to Kane, man. Hope his family doing well. It's been 12 years since he did that, and I know it's probably hard for them to struggle that their child gone because of mental depression and him not understanding who he is or accepting who he is, especially if you got society bashing people. But a light subject I want to talk about. They really like the last two really gonna be quick. I saw a report that Triple H buried Taz in 2000. Triple H buried everybody. And Taz was just a prime example when he looked at Taz as a short, stocky guy. And that's just what it was in a nutshell. You know, Taz was not Vince's idea of a superstar. And plus, Taz got hurt too much. I thought Taz versus Triple H would have been a dope feud, but Triple H didn't look at him on the same level as he was, and he just buried him like that. And that's why probably Taz got so much dislike for him and stuff like that. So there it is. And number 8, the last one, like I said, short, simple. LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt has been a good feud until they want to base a pitch black match off a drink, which I don't get, which I don't understand. Hopefully we'll see how this match look. I would prefer to just see a regular match. I'd be fine with that. But they want to go pitch black based off Mountain Dew. That match gonna be an epic fail. That match gonna suck. It's gonna be trash. Gonna be a lot of gimmicks. You're gonna see Uncle Howie, which I feel like is Bo Dallas. It felt good to see Bray wrestle the other night with Jinder Mahal. Bray like he can still go. I'm just glad the boy's still wrestling because I love Bray, but I got tired of him talking. It's like, all right, bro, I want to see you wrestle. And LA Knight been on fire since he left that group. So hopefully he get a big push this year to the Intercontinental title picture or maybe the world title picture or something like that because he's a naturally talented guy. And that's it for this episode. Oh, episode 24 is going to be about the Royal Rumble. I got my top 6 Royal Rumble moments. I'm looking forward to talk about them. Hey, I love y'all. Check out that commercial break, eat me cereal. Y'all gonna be tripping off that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Yeet.